Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Tina. In this video, I'm going to cover Axios. Axios is a promise-based HTTP client for node.js and browser. But usually, I use in the browser version, which means for React or DOM-based or other applications. Okay, I didn't use for Node before. It is isomorphic. It means it can run in the browser and it can run in the node for the server side. On the server side, it uses native node.js HTTP module, and on the client, it is XML HTTP request. It's an alternative to JavaScript Fetch API, and it was created or invented before the JavaScript Fetch API. Okay. So Axios will make use of the XML HTTP request. XML HTTP request is the first way to make AJAX request. AJAX request also is a wrapper on top of XML HTTP request, which we can make requests from browser to the server side using JavaScript. And we can also make HTTP requests from Node if we use Axios. It supports promise, which means you can use async await, you can use a then catch to resolve the result. Okay, it can intercept a request and response, can also transform request and response. We can use Axios with React. Then we first install this one. Okay, install Axios. First, we'll go through the theory part a little bit. Then we will go over the coding. Okay. So why we use Axios? Okay, first it works with JSON data by default. We can convert the JSON to a JavaScript object like a JSON dot parse. Okay, it can also convert the a JavaScript object with JSON like a JSON.stringify. Okay, and with suppose we are using Fetch API, we have to manually add the header, which is a content type. Suppose we want to send data, which is a post to a server side, want to send data, we have to add the content type application JSON. Otherwise, it won't work because server side is looking for content type is JSON. Okay, but with Axios, we don't need to manually add that header. And also, Axios has the instance. We can have one setting for all the requests, but for the fetch, we have two settings for each one. Okay, and all perform tedious tasks like converting request to body to the JSON. Like for the fetch, we have to do two steps. One is to get a response. From response, you can get an OK or not. Okay, and then we have to base the response.json to actually get data. So with the fetch, in order to get the body, we have to go through two steps. One is get a response, the other one is to get a JSON. Okay, and Axios also has a function name to match any HTTP request method, HTTP method. If we want to use get, we have a .get. If we want to use post, we have .post. Okay, but for the fetch API, then you have to use the option which has a method get post. Okay, to do that. Axios does more with less code. Unlike the fetch API, you only need one then callback to access the request JSON. But for the fetch, you have to use two steps. Axios has a better error handling, has through 500 or 400 or 500 errors. We can get it in the catch, okay? But fetch API you cannot get. We have to check the status code, which is in the .then instead in the .catch. If you see my previous video, there's one video I use a fetch. I guess it's in the use effect, okay? When I use fetch, if my URL doesn't match, it doesn't go to the catch block. Instead, in the then block, you can do what? Yes, we can, based on response, we have to check is okay or not. You can fix it, okay? But for the Axios, when this kind of errors, they will go to our catch block or try catch or catch block. Axios can be used for the server as well as the client, as mentioned earlier. It can be used in Node. It can be used in the client. Okay. If we are writing Node, it will using be aware. Axios can be used environment separate from the browser. Okay. I use this one only for the client only. So for Axios, we have the request method, which is more general. Okay. And we also have a get, delete, post, and put. Okay. And for the post and put, you can have a data, which is what kind of data you want to make change, what kind of data you want to save. Okay. And for all like a get and delete, they don't have a data. And they all have the configurations. You can do configuration for your request. Axios methods has 3 parameters URL. We can set a default URL. It have a data, which is optional, and it's available only for post, put, and patch, not available for get or delete. Okay. Config is also optional. We can pass query parameters. We can pass the headers to the server side. We can also pass the authorization tokens if API is secure. Okay. Here also has an difference between query parameters and UI parameters and with a body. Like a query, no matter is a query parameters or UI parameters, it is used for HTTP request. Okay, but the body is for put and post. It's not a part of the URL. But no matter the query parameter or UI parameter, it is part of the URL. Okay. But all of them have something in common, which is pass the data from the client to the server side. Developers can use query parameters in the backend when the input is not complex and not needed to be secure. Okay. For example, only need to have one text input like a search. Okay. Then you can use a query parameter or you can use a URL parameter. But if we are using search, usually we are using query parameter. But query parameter doesn't support for complex object like a nested JSON, doesn't support it. Very simple. And a query parameter has a size limit because it's part of URL. Okay. With the body, we can pass complex object like a nested JSON, and the nested JSON also has a array or has object. Okay. URL is two or both. Doesn't look clean if we use a query parameter or UI parameters. But for URL is much clean, okay, because all the information we send from client to server side is part of the request body. That it do have a size limit because the length of URL has a size limit. But for the body, okay, it's not a part of URL, so it doesn't have a size limit. Okay, data is passed explicitly in the URL. Data is passed implicitly in the request body. As a normal user, you cannot see the data is passed behind the scene. Okay, values are strings for the query parameters or URL parameters. The values in the body is the JSON object. Now for response, for Axios, the response you can get everything at once. The response object will contain the information. The data will contain if the server side sends data to you. The data is this data property will hold the response returned by the server. We may have a status code. We may have status represent the status code. We have status text OK. You can have a header information. You can do a configuration. Get a configuration. We can get a request, which is entire request. So here, if we have Axios, have a get, okay, with particular user URL, then when we do then, and in the response, we'll get everything. You can get data, status, and all other things. Okay. Now let's first have our first demo. Okay, which is display the product list. Here, I'm going to do is in our this part, I have a D6 and I already have our server side ready. The server side, you can use some JSON placeholder. Here, the server side I'm using is the server I created. Okay, the server is running on the port number is 3000, and I changed my client port number to be 3001. The client, how I change the port number, I configured inside my JSON, package.json. Here in the start, I have a port set to be the number I want, okay? And for the server side, it's just have a CRUD operations on what? On the product, okay? Here, I have a product model, okay? And it's in memory database, okay, sorry. Just to have a basic CRUD, okay? And then I have a test here. This one is to save a product. See, when I send a request, you will see here is empty array, okay? Which means no product yet. And first, I'm going to send a request. It will save one, and if I click this send request again, you will have one product saved. Let's add another one there, like 3,999. Great job too. Okay, and I send, and then if I make a request again, you will see I have 2 products. We can add one more apple, and we do for grade of 2 again. Okay, now when I post, and you will see it's being saved, okay, and send, you will get 3, okay. So now my server side has 3 objects, okay, which is an array which has 3 objects, okay. The URL is a GET request, and this is URL to get it. Now we have to implement a client side. For my client, it's a React application, and I just did a little bit clean, okay. So see here, just have a simple HTML, and this is my app. This is the index, which is a rendered app. Basically, is the minimum for a React application. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have we can have components, okay, folder. And the first one I'm going to have, I will say, how about product list.tsx, okay. Here I have RFC, and then I'm going to do is for this app here, I'm going to render product list, this component. Now when I go to you will see a product list, okay. So here, let's go back. In the product list, I'm going to do what? I'm going to make a request to my server side, because as you can see, our server side already have a collection of products, right? So I'm going to make a request to our server side, and then grab all the products and display in the table. That's what I'm trying to do, okay? So here, wait a minute for a second. Okay. Here, how to make a request to a server side? I'm going to use Axios, okay? But my client side so far don't have that, so I'm going to install it. So how to install? npm install Axios. Okay, now then we import from Axios. And as we know, yes, I'm trying to do is when I started the render the React application, I want to see the Axios, right? Oh, sorry, I want to see the product list. So here we have to use what? We have to use effect, right? So here I will use effect. Use effect first is here's a function. We'll do what we want to do. And then here is when the page is rendering, initial rendering, I'll only execute it. Okay, if I make it updates, suppose I have a counter, it won't. Okay, so here I will have a Axios. Axios dot what? Get for what? Get for which URL? Get for this URL. That's our URL to make a request, and then do that one. And because Axios will give us what? Give us a promise. Since it's a promise, then I can use dot then and dot catch. Dot then response. Response, as we mentioned earlier, response, this object will give you everything at once. If I want to get a data, we can do is, first I will do a console log the data, okay? Log response dot data, okay? Then we can do a catch if the URL, if anything happened, okay? I will say err, okay, error, console dot log error. Oops, okay, err dot message. If I see, okay. So now, when application starts, it should make, when I re-render the page, it should go to this product list. It should go make a request to my server side, okay? So I don't display it now, for now. I'm going to here, let's take a look at, and our console, when I refresh, we get what? We get all of them, see here? We get all the data. The reason we have twice is because I turn on the strict mode, which is in the index, this part. Okay, it has a strict mode, that's why it's being rendered twice, okay? If you only render one, if you turn off that one, you will only see one. But now you can see I get everything. First, I will just do response, okay? See, what is this response object? Okay, you will see response object will have a config, okay, all the configurations, and we'll have data. Data is our result returned by the server side, because when I make a request to a server side will give me this array. Server side, this request will call server side, give us this array, and this array is all in this data, okay? You can also get the headers, okay, content type, everything. You can get a request, this XML HTTP request. You will get a status, you will get OK. And if I change the URL to be something not correct, okay, then I go to my browser, clear, refresh. Okay, what happened? Does it go to error? Okay. Oh, it give us API not found. Probably this depends on my server side, because my server side, did I have a 5,000 errors through? Probably I didn't have. That's might become. I probably didn't handle it. Oh, guys, take a look at here. For this, let me add a status, which is 404. Okay, API not found, because by default it's 200. Let me see if my server side is rerunning. Okay, let's Control C. This is a client. Okay, this is my server. CD server. CD server. Okay, npm run dev. Okay, now it's running. Let me check, because after I run it, because all my data is on the data in memory. So when I get now, you will see empty array, which is nothing. So I have to add one more time. I'll just add apple and add one more. Okay, HP 2. Great job. Okay. Send 2, and now I'm going to have a 2, right? 2. Okay, so now I'm going to back to my client. So here you will see request not found. Now it's this one go to this one is goes to our catch block. This is the server side. Now it goes to our catch block. This one. If I say oops, see here. Oops. You will see oops being printed. See here, oops. Here, you will see oops. Okay, why twice? Because the strict mode. Okay, let me turn off the strict mode, so you won't get confused. Okay, I just remove these two. and then go back again. You will see only one whoops. And this is the Axios. We are also can catch the errors we thrown by 400 level and 500 level. If we use a fetch, it cannot, okay? And another one, when we use Axios, for this data, it will give you at once. How to get a data? Use data. It will give you all the arrays, as you can see here. Here, I forgot to change. I forgot to change the one to be products. Okay. Products. What do you mean? One more second. We go back. You will see all the products is only 2 now. Okay. So this is the first get, but we haven't finished. Why not finished? Because we didn't render on the page, right? So we can do something. Let me fix to use a message. Okay. Okay. So here we have to have what? A state. Products set products. Okay. Equals use state. Use state by default is an empty array. But what is the type of this product? We can do is here. I just put everything in one file. Okay. Product.ts, and here I'm going to define the type for the product. We can use interface. We can also use a class. It's your own choice. Okay. So here let me use a class. Okay, to practice. Okay. I may use it later. Okay, class. I'm going to have what? I'm going to have ID. ID is a string. We can also do like this way. For shorter version, public ID. Public ID. String. Public title is string. Public price is a number. Okay. Public description is a string. Okay. So here now I have this product, which is a class level. Okay. Here if we are using public, then inside the TypeScript, I don't need to define one by one like ID string, and here I don't need to use this dot ID equals ID. This is the shortcuts for define class inside the TypeScript. Okay, now I will export. Since I only have this one, I have just export for the class. Okay, then I'm going to import. Here the type is going to be what? Product array. Okay, so this product is going to product array. So here I'm going to call set products, and which is give response dot data. And in the product list, I'm going to do in the product list here, I'm going to do is first H1 I'll have a product list. Then here I can do if we want to be perfect, it's better to use a table. Okay, so we want to be a little bit more, nice. Okay, so here I'm going to use copy something from online. Okay, here this one looks nice. Okay, so here I'm going to have my style. Okay, this is the style. Okay, style. Here I'm going to copy to where? To my, here we can have a product.css. How about it? Let's have a file name called product.css. Okay, and for this product.css, I'm going to have this one, everything here, and format, and then we can do is import here. Import product.css. Okay, after import, then I can copy the table this is my table. Okay, for this table, I actually only need a what? For this table, I'm actually only need to have one of the tr for the data, because the remaining I'm going to render, right? So the first one, I'm going to use ID, because the product will have 4 things. See here, product, let me have a get, okay? Product will have 4 things: ID, title, price, description, sent from our server side. So here, for CSS one I did, this one I did here. So here I have ID, title, then price, and then I will have th, and have the description, okay? And then for this part, I'm going to render, okay, one by one. To render based on what? Based on products. Products.map. Map, I'm going to get each of the product. Here, I'm going to use the structure assignment to get ID, title, price, and description. Okay, and then here I'm going to have this one, curly brace, return everything, and which is this one is make sure this entire thing is one, okay, one thing to be returned, okay, which here. Then I'm going to have what? I'm going to have here, make sure we have a key. I'm going to use ID, unique, okay? And the first one is going to be ID. The second one is going to be what? The second one going to be title. And the next one going to be price. And the last one, TD. And going to be description. Like this, okay? And now let's take a look at our browser. So here, thank you. Let's thank you. And now let's see. Okay, let's clear here. And now okay, valid nesting. Tier cannot be child of table at the t-body, t-head, t-footer. Okay, so which means it give warning here should be inside the t-body, okay, and here would be t-body, and then there's another one need to be fixed, t-head. This one is t-head. I forgot the syntax of t-head. Table t-head. Okay, let's take a look at. So t-head will have tr, th, t-body will have tr. So I'm going to fix it. Here we'll have a t-head. Okay, and then here we'll have t-head. This is the closing tag, thead. T-head. Oh, T-head is already here. Okay. F. Okay. So T-head will have TRTH, right? T-head will have TRTH, and T-body will have TRTD. Okay. So let's see. TRTH and T-body will all have TR and TD. Okay. So now let's go back to our browser and refresh. So no errors, and we get all the data, right? So if I have multiple there, we're getting multiple. We have ID, title, price, and description. And here we use what? We use use effect to get everything. Okay. So this is the first step. Just now we did add a product. Just now we did our code, which is when we open the browser to display the page, we will make a GET request to pull all the product list from the server side. Okay, and now we are going to do a post, which is add a new product. Now let's get into our code. So here I'm going to create a new file, which what's a good name? Just call add product tsx, and here it's going to be a functional component, and which is called add product. Okay, and I'm going to do is for this add product functional component, I'm going to render after the product list, add product. Okay, here like this way, and here I'm going to have a form. Okay, in the form, first I'm going to have a h2. How about it? Add a new product, and the form going to have title. It's going to have a price and description. Why don't I add ID? Is because the ID on my server side, if you have time, you can take a look at. Okay, it's in memory, based on Express node.js, and for this ID, when we save this ID, I get it from the UUID. Okay, so we don't need to do manually by ourselves. Then that's why in the form I only need to have 3 fields: price, description, and the title. Because here, let's go back again. Model, here we have ID, we have title, what thing, price is a number, and also description. Okay, that's what we need to pass to the server side in order to add a new product. And as you guys know, I'm a lazy person. That's why I'm not updating for a long time. And here I'm going to use this form. Okay, so for this form, I'm going just to copy, okay, and then paste in our page. Then we modify. So here going to just Ctrl C. Here going to have several problems. As you can see, when I copy to here, it's going to have errors. The reason is because what? The reason is because inside the inside the HTML for the void element, okay, it doesn't need to have a slash. And if we add a slash, if you use HTML validator before, which is like a, I'm not sure if you guys know about HTML validator. Okay, HTML validator. If you use HTML validator to validate your address with HTML, and for the void element or empty element, if you have backslash, it will give a warning, say it's not necessary. Okay, not an error warning. But as we know, for React, even though it's a void element, we have to close. So after we close here and here and here and here, it still have another 2 error. Is first for this input. Okay, we have to close, because input are also the void element. Okay, the same issue. The last one is for this for. This is a label for is used for what? When I click on the label first time, my cursor will move to which your ID has the same value as a for attribute. But in React, for considered as a keyword inside the JavaScript, like a for in or for of, which is a keyword inside the JavaScript for looping, right? So React don't use for, instead he use HTML for. So that's a fix we have to do, HTML4. Okay, then last one here, because here they also use input to be a submit. Okay, then we don't need to have action, because we are using what to submit? We are using JavaScript Axios to submit. We are not directly submitted through the action here, so we remove action here. Okay, next one, we are modify the fields to match our scenario. We use title, so here is title. Next one is what? Next one is price, and we do have one more is for what? We do have one more is for description. And it's better also change those to match our scenario. Okay, this ID is to match is HTML4. When I click title, the cursor gonna move to the input here. Okay, and this name we are going to be used later. It doesn't matter if you don't have name here. It's also fine. Okay, price. Let me make this one to be capital to match. Okay, So here is the price, and here's price, here's the price. Let's remove the value. We don't have a default value here. We are not doing anything. And for the description, I'm not going to use input. Instead, I'm going to use a text area. Okay. And here we have ID. ID is a description. And also have a name. Name is description. And also we are going to have a description here. Okay. So now let's take a look at our page. Let me start the application. And to start the application, make sure our client and the server both started. So I'm going to start my server first. Okay. So my server npm run dev. Why is this one? Because for the server, I also using TypeScript based on the Express. Okay, so here because I use TypeScript, I use this one. We should dev. It will automatically take changes and do everything. npm run server dev. Okay. And this is my test file, which is for basic CRUD, CRUD operation. Okay. Listening on 3000, my server is on. Make sure your server is always on. And then we have a client. Let me do a client. Okay, this is my client. And here I'm going to open a terminal here. So let me see if I can do large. Here on the client, I also had a change on the port number. See here. I have a port number because by default React is also on 3000. If you don't have that one, it's also fine. Because when we start the client, if it will detect, oh, you already have 3000, do you want to run in another port number? It will give you by default 3001. Okay, so after start successfully, I should see the browser. Okay, so this is my browser. And probably the form is a little bit ugly because no style. Okay, so let me click close off them, only leave our. Okay, so here is a form, and as you can see, our product list is empty. The reason is because by default my server side don't have any product by default. Okay, because I restarted the server, the server side, the product is stored in a memory for an array. Okay, and when we add, we want to display here. That's the task. Okay, so next thing is when I click this button, I have to get all the values. Then I can make a request to a server side to save, right? So to attach an event, you have two ways. One is doing here, the other one is doing here. So I'm going to do on here on submit. Okay, on submit, I will have add new product. It's your choice what's the name you want. Here I will have a function, inner function called add new product, which is this one, and it's a function, and you can get an event. The reason I have to have an event is what? This is a form event. It's because by default, the button in a form is going to submit to an action, and the default method is a get. Okay, but as we know, we are not using the default feature of the form. We are submit based on our code using Axios. So the first thing is we want to prevent default. Okay, which is don't trigger the initial behavior of the form when I click the submit button. Okay, don't do that. If you don't prevent default, you will see a flash. It's gonna be submit twice. Okay, so this is why I have E here. Then I have to get a values of a title, price, description, and we have two ways. The first way to do what? The first way is you can use ref. Second way is using the state. Okay, which is uncontrolled, controlled. Okay. The video about uncontrolled control, that one I made a mistake when I make the video. Okay, so I have to redo. I'll redo it at the end when I finish everything. Okay, so here I'm going to use controlled way to do that, which means I'm going to use state. So here I'm going to have what? I'm going to have a product, set product. Okay. equals what thing? New, no, my bad, state, okay? And here we can give default value, which is ID is what? ID, which is a name, not a name, title is empty. And also we have price is 0, and we should have a description. Description is what? Empty. This is one way, okay? The other way is when we do our product list, we already have a product. So what we can also do is using this one, okay? And for public, for this ID, because we don't use ID, you can also make a question mark here, okay? Oh, it doesn't allow to add a question mark here. A required cannot follow on an required. So which means if I want to do, let me try, okay? I will show you the reason later, okay? So here, if you don't like this one, you can also do what? Const product set product equals what? Equals use state, and here we'll give a type. The type is what? Product. But to give a product here, it's going to have problem because here I don't have ID. But for this one, this product have an ID here. So it may have a problem, okay? Which is you don't have ID. It asks you to have ID, which is here, okay? And by default, we can give a none. And then here we have to give optional is none, okay? Then we can do what? We can do is here, depends on what you want. Here we can have what thing? Value. Value is what? Value is a product dot title. Okay, and here the value is a product dot price, and here the value is product dot description. Okay, that's a value. And then we will attach unchange. When you do unchange, we'll change for everything here. So here I'm going to have unchange. Unchange for what? Unchange is now we have unchange. Handle what's the handle input handler. How about input handler? Okay, input handler. Then I have this one. I will call handle change. Okay, change handler. Okay, I will call change handler, and I will do in one go. Okay, I'm not going to. I will do one go. Handler is going to have a e. You have to give a type. What's a type? The e. This one is input. Okay, so it's a change event because we attach the unchange. It's a change event. And what is the generic type? The generic type is an HTML input element. Okay, and for this one, this is HTML input element. This one is also HTML input element. Okay, so what we can do is the first way is const. We can get what? We can get name and value equals e.target. Okay, then we can use state. State we can get a what? Use state we're gonna no use state. Set product, my bad. Okay, set product. What we can do is spread on the existing product. Okay, and then we will change on name and with value. Okay, here might have error is because I do spread. Okay, because this product potentially can be none, and with a none you cannot do spread. So with this exclamation, make sure it's or it definitely have value here. Okay, and now we already have a problem. Let's see. Okay, so this name is going to get, if it's on price, it's going to be, suppose this on change, I'm going to, if it's on the price, okay, if on price, the name going to be price this value, okay. And also, I want to use exactly the same thing for the text area. For text area, I'm going to, because it's not on input, see here, if I put this part on the text area, it's going to have error. Oh, not error, but it's going to have error, see here. Why? Because this change event is not on text area. It's on what? It's on HTML input element. So you can use what thing? Oh, HTML text area element. So in this case, we use one handler for all of them. Okay, like this way. Now we can do is have first take a look at the product. Okay, see if it has any problem. We can go to here, refresh, make sure our inspect the console is here, and we are going to do is type something. Hello, a component changing on uncontrollable into control this caused by virtue. Oh, this is a problem. Okay, so here the problem here is a none. Okay, then we are going to change, which is spread from the product to be from here they say undefined. See here you have undefined actually none to a defined value, which should not happen. Decide using control uncontrolled with lifetime. So in this case, we can do is here not use this one. Instead, I'm going to use this one. Okay. And with use this one, you can see I have error. The reason why I have error, the reason is because here has a product ID is not an optional. So what we can do is have a question mark. Have a question mark, have error. So we can do is, let's see if I can put it at the end, okay. I can put it at the best one is using what? The best one is using interface, okay. But here I don't know a product. Anyway, it's fine, okay. Because here the best is use interface just for the type, okay. So here I'm going to, because I don't know new product, so it's fine, okay. We're doing like if I switch the order, it's fine, okay. So let's go to here. No errors, and let's then I don't need to have this one. And also here you don't need to have question mark, okay. Then we are going to the back, refresh, title, HP 0 1 2 3 hello, good. Okay, then we take a look at our component is to see, because we are using state, right? So you can see all the state is maintained here like this way. Okay, you get everything, which is and when I click this button, I should see title, price, description, everything. And that is what we need for our server side. See, our server side, when I do a test, when I add, you just give this way, which is have content type, you have a post, you have the JSON for this one. So what we need to do, the next one is in this place, I'm going to make a request, which is a post request to server side. Okay, see here, this is a post request to server side. How to do it? First thing, import Axios, right? So I will do after this one. Import Axios. Then we can use Axios.post. And for the post, let's take a look at our slide. For the where is my post? What do you mean for a second? For the post, you're gonna have URL and potentially give data. And for a config, because the only config we need to have is what? The only one is the content type JSON, but with Axios, he will detect, oh, your type is a JSON. I will do it for you. Okay, so you don't need to add by ourselves. So I'm going to have a URL. The URL is what? The URL for server-side post is this one. Okay, and we are going to give a product here. And for this one, I'm going to use what? I'm going to use a try catch block. I'm going to use asynchronous and async await, because in our post, in our get, here I use what? I'm using promise. I want to show you different ways. So here I'm going to use async await. Okay, async, and here I'm gonna have a const response equals await. And if successfully for the await, for the response, the data is going to be give me the new product with ID. So here I can also add a try catch to catch any 404 or 500 error. Okay, put it here. And I will say here also have a catch block. My bad. So here to turn into Chinese. What I'm doing. Okay, so here I'm going to have a catch error, and here you can display the error message, but for me I'm going to just console log error dot message. Okay, oh, it need to have a type. I'll just error. Okay, and here I will say console.log response.data. The response for get or for post request, the structure is exactly the same. So if you want to get a response for post from a server side, just steal from data, the same as our get. Okay, so now here I'm going to go back, and here I will have title HP 111 great, and submit. You will see the entire thing is here. When I refresh the page, you should see everything is here. Okay, you see here everything is inside our product list. Okay, that's the first. Suppose I add the second one, which is a DELL price 222 and grade 2. Okay, then when I click submit, and you will see the thing, and then when I refresh, you will see it. Okay, this is a post, right? So the thing we didn't do well is what? We didn't do well is we should automatically put the result here instead of refresh. Okay, so let's see how to fix it for now. Take a look at our structure. Here, our product list is in our product list component, and add product, the data add product is here. Okay, which contains all the information about new product, and the relationship between product list and add product is what? Sibling. And for doing that, the best way is to do state lifting. Okay, state lifting is what? State lifting is I'm going to put this part, which is inside our app. Okay, and then here we need to import use state. Okay, if you forgot about what is state lifting, you go to my videos talking about communication. Okay, which is use state from React, and also need to import the product. Okay, and then for the product list, I'm going to have a props. Build products equals products. Okay, so then in the product list, I'm going to have a products, which here instead of this thing is pretty well. This thing is put here, products, and oh, I need to have one more. Okay, here I will have a type which is called the props type. Okay, then here I'm going to define a type. Props type equals what? Products, which is a product array. And I do have one more here. We have a set product. Okay, so I just call set product, which is this one on app. Okay, I'm going to here also need to have a set products equals set products. Okay, and then for this set product, I'm going to do also the structure assignment from here, and here we are also set product. Set product going to have which has products, which is a product array. The type is product array, and it's a function return void. Okay, so now I don't have any errors on my product list. Okay, because it needs set products when I fetch everything successfully and I looping for the products. So now I have fixed for a product state lifting from product list to app. Because if you don't do this one, then in the app you will also keep a copy of this one. Okay. So next one is what? Next one is I have to pass the data from my child to parent, which is because the new product is in the child. Add a product, and the state is inside the app. How to do that? Then we have to do a child to parent communication. That's going to be a callback function. So inside the app, I have to add new product, save product. The reason why I call save, because here already have a function called add new product. Okay, so save product is a function. You will give a prod. It's a product. Okay, the type. And I'm going to do is to do what? I'm going to add into this product array. How to do it? Set products. And then you are going to give to me what? You are giving to me is a product spread on it, and the new product, like this way. Add to the end. Okay, you cannot do a push, because push won't cause the change on the state, because use state only do shallow comparison, which means only check if the reference changed or not. So if we do push doesn't work, we have to create a new product. Okay, so I'm going to add at the end. You can also add at the front. It's your choice. Okay, so here I will call on because here I call set product. Here I don't use the on here. Okay, I just call save product equals save product. Okay. Then on add product, I'm going to have a new props. Okay, new prop, which here I'm going to have a save. Not a search. Okay, save product, and here I'll just do also have a prop type. You can do at once. Okay, which is directly add the props type after it. props type equals. This is a function. This function must have what? This function must have this one. I just copy from here. Must have a product and a return void. Okay. No. Oh, my bad. It should be an object, and which have a save product, which type is this one. Okay. Only one I need. Okay. So now for this save product, I just call when the response data is successful. Okay, save product give response dot data. Like this way. Okay, now let's try see if it works. Okay, go here, refresh. Refresh currently have 2. Okay, product list. I will add one more. I will call Apple. How about it? Apple 333. You can do verification by yourself. Okay, great again. I don't do it. Okay, so submit. You will see it's being added at the end. Okay. Here I haven't cleared. We can do later. Okay. So as Apple 2. How about it? Apple 2 3 66. Great again. 66. When I click submit, it's being added at the end. You can also put it in the front if you want. How to put it in the front? In the app, you put this one in the front. like put this one in the front, then spread. It's going to be in the front. It's your choice, okay? So let's fix two things here. First one, after submit successfully, I should do what? I should keep them empty, right? It's very pretty easy to do. How to do it? After finish successfully, I will call set product. Set product. What's the default value? You give those default values. Okay. And let me remove this one. Okay. Control S. No. I think I made a mistake here. Oh, fine. Okay. So here, let's do one more time. Here I have a for. Now answer. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing I want to talk about. No. Go here. Okay. Like this one. Okay. Answer. We already have 777. Great. Good too. Good too. Okay. And click submit button. You will see it's being added here, and all the things return back to the default value. Okay, cleared, like a kind of like a reset. Okay, so this is how we did, which is you set a product to be original. This saved product is save the data to the array for this array, and then last one I want to fix is what? This one I don't want to use type as text. Instead, I'm going to use a number. So let's take a look at, see. Okay, everything is there, and as what others, Tina, okay. 888, okay, great, okay. And then we call submit. You will see it's also being here, and everything works, right? So here, we just do two. One is add, okay, which is for the post, okay, for the post Axios. One is the get, which for the Axios. For other delete, edit, you do by yourself, same. But the problem is what? Let's think about it. Do you like this code? Mostly it's fine, but here, for all the requests here, you have to have a best URL. And here you have to have the best URL. Usually we don't, but think about you have multiple requests. You have post, delete, put, okay. All the best URL going to be repeated. Suppose later on you want to make a change, okay. Then you have to do what? You have to change it here. Go through every functional component, find all the Axios being used and change it here. This is not nice. Second one, think about it. Oh, here now I'm using Axios. Later on, I don't want to use Axios. I want to convert into fetch. So you have to change here. For all the Axios, go through every component, right? So the next one, the next topic I'm going to cover is to do refactoring, okay? Now, let's start refactoring, okay? In the Axios, we can create custom, we can create a custom Axios instance with specific configurations, like for best URLs, for interceptors, okay? It can help manage different parts of our application with distinct settings. How to do it is Axios.create. You can give configurations for all the things you want to configure, okay? And then we can put this one in one separate file, okay? Which is the instance of Axios. Then we can do what? Here is all the configurations we can do, okay? So we can configure URL, we can configure methods. This one probably we don't do, okay? But depends, okay? Best URL, you can configure headers, you can configure params, you can configure data, you can configure this way for data, you can configure timeout, you can configure response type also, okay? So for details of the request configuration, you can take a look at this URL. And now we are going to refactor our code into the more structured way, okay? So here I'm going to have a refactoring, okay? Now here I'm going to SRC, I'm going to have a APIs folder. this. Okay, then I will have my instance, which is Axios dot. You can give any name. I'll call Axios. Is a spelling correct? TS. And here I'm going to expose our instance. So how to expose our instance of Axios? I will just using export default Axios dot create. Create, you will give a configuration. One is it's base URL. Base URL is what? Base URL is here. Till here. This is our base URL. Let's do a header configuration, okay, which is for the content type. For Axios, by default, is the content type. It will know content type. So here, just to show you, you can configure headers and have content type, okay. So I'm going to go here, have headers. Okay, you can configure many different other request headers. The one I'm going to do is the content type. And just for testing purpose, okay. You don't need to have it, application JSON, okay. So after I export it, I'm going to have a product. Because potentially you can have product, you can have a user, you can have a student, you can have many different, right? So here I will create a new file called product service.ts. And what's going to happen is first I'm going to import this instance, okay? When I import this instance, it's gonna have base URL, gonna have content type headers automatic here. So I'm going to import our core HTTP. That's the community convention to call this instance called HTTP. It's your choice because it's a default export. You can call any name you want, okay? From what? From this Axios. I have to go to /product. No. It's going to be outside Axios. Outside. Yes, Axios.ts. Okay. Then I'm going to expose what? See, we'll do the first one is product list. Product list is Axios.get, right? For the products. For this part, I'm going to get rid of. Okay, because eventually suppose I want to change, not using Axios. Okay, then I can directly change in the services. Instead, go to every component to change the code here. So here, I'm going to export the first one. We can do it const get product equals what? http.get. Okay, get for which URL? The URL is going to be /product. Why is /product? Because this HTTP from here, it's already have base URL configured. So it's going to be HTTP localhost 3000 and combined with /products. And I'm going to export it. Let me see if it is a good name, get a product. It should be get a products, right? Let me see what, get all, fine, I will call get a products, okay? Okay, and then I'm going to do, make a change is here, product list, because here I will export get a products. So here, I'm no longer using this one, except I'm going to do what? I'm going to also export, remove this one. And I'm going to do is import what? Import that get products from the service. Here I have a get products, right? From service, I'm going to using this one. Get products. Okay. You can also do what? You can also do like this way, which return it. And then here you will call it. And return this get products. See here, this is a function where return HTTP get products. I will make a call get products, then dollar catch. So now our product list doesn't have any code with Axios. Later on, if I want to change to be fetch, you just change here. No need to go through every component. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, so go to the page. Works. See here, I got everything, right? Now, next one is to change what? Next one is to change our add product, okay? We don't need to make any changes on Axios, this instance. Instead here, I can do is export const add new product. add product. Okay, for add product, you have to give me a new product. So here I expect you have a new I'll just say product. Okay, the type is what? The type is product. And then I'm going to do what? I'm going to do, yes, return, sorry, my bad. HTTP dot post. Okay, post, what's the URL? The URL, let's go to our add product. Yes, everything after base URL. So it's still /product. Okay, still /product. And let me go back here, /product. And here you have to get a new product. So here I'm going to give a new product. It's a post, right? Product, which is the one you pass. That's why here I use a function, not directly, because I need to get it. And this one is to keep the, the structure is the same. Okay, this one I need to have a function, but this one definitely need to have function because you have to pass product to here. So for add product, also this part, we no longer need to use Axios, and we also can remove this import. Then we have to import for what? We have to import for this add product. So here, import add product from this service. Then here, I just call add product. Add product, I need to give new product. New product is what? New product is this one. Right? Here, because here is using add product. Here I should use another name. Okay, the name is also not good because here it's fine. This one is capital, this one is lowercase. Okay, to make it more distinct, I will just add save new prod. Okay, save prod. How about it? So we won't have any confusion. Okay, I'll just change a little bit. Sorry. Save new prod. This is from service. Okay, now let's see if our code works. Fetch have Yeti. That is the brand I use for the mic. Great. Okay, so submit. You will see everything is successful. And what's the benefit? Let's summarize this video. Okay, so after we have Axios, okay, this is the instance. You can have multiple if you want. Okay, this is all my services. So which means all the services from my client to the server side, which is all the interaction with server side, you can find in one place. And for our component, there's no relationship with the service, Axios or fetch at all, because it just call our service layer. This is another kind of a presentation layer to the service layer. Okay, like when we do Java, okay, or when we do the Node, we will have our presentation layer talk with our service layer, right? This is our service layer, okay? And so for our product, you do not see any Axios, and the product no service layer, no Axios. Later on, if I don't want to use Axios, I want to change to use fetch. What you can do, we just go to our service layer in one place. Here, using fetch. Here, using fetch, right? And for our product and the service product list, which component, don't need change. But unfortunately, using fetch, you must change a little bit because fetch, when to get the data, you will have to resolve twice. Another way you can do is what? Here, not directly give that. We will resolve everything, then send the data back, and have error message handled here. Then you don't need to change anything in the component. That's your choice, okay? But the main idea is we have a service layer which handle all the interaction with the server side, okay? That's the video for the Axios. I only did for add and the get all. If you're interested, you can also do edit, delete, and edit, delete. What others? Edit and delete and get details. Okay, if you want. And all the APIs on the server side already have here. or the server side. You can just add the component, do one by one. Okay. So thank you for watching this video. See you next time. Bye bye.